Welcome back to inFAMOUS.
Look how bad this looks. PS3 early days were a rough time for gaming.
Hey look, it's a silhouette of a tower far off in the distance.
It
I
looks like
wonder
a
if
duck.
it's important.
It looks like a duck. Like a Looney Tunes character. What the heck? Wow, it really is. Really is Daffy Duck leading the
That's all,
Nazis.
folks. I can't unsee it. No, I can't unsee it.
Oh my god, it's Daffy Duck leading the evil drug lords. I knew it.
Alright, let's slide
Oh,
down
well,
the
considering
bridge.
considering how loony this game is, I wouldn't be that surprised if that was the actual twist.
This is loony, but it ain't a tune.
No, it's almost like people are dying on the streets. Death. Speaking of death, that shouldn't physically work, but whatever. Can you get hit by the trains?
Yeah, you can get hit by the trains. I died to it at the end of the last part.
Oh yeah.
Which you
I
didn't.
think that was when I crashed.
Yeah, you
Because
didn't.
ironically,
You didn't see it for some reason.
yeah, because ironically, I got hit by the train too.
You got hit by the train called technical difficulties.
You know, when you zap the metal rods like that, how you see all the electricity flowing through that train, it should really like zap people on it. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this side mission first so that I have a respawn point around here. And it's basically like...
Oh yeah, because you have to unlock the respawn points through certain side missions sometimes. Not all of them, but like some of the ones.
the most convenient ones you have to unlock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this game had the power up too, where it's like if you get a headshot, doesn't it like zap other people around them?
That is a thing with upgrade. Stores a moderate amount of energy. Headshots
Yeah.
chain electricity to nearby enemies. Yeah, that's the upgrade.
Right. Which is one thing about the upgrade system I can compliment is like I do like those little like added bonuses.
I mean, it is also different from the evil version, which is basically like with the initial one, enemies can explode when you zap them, and then later on it's a bigger explosion.
Right. I also love the descriptor of sadistic. Like, man, when you go evil, you go all in.
Sadistic shot, sadistic strike. Headshots automatically
really love my
trigger a
sadism.
giant explosion.
All for Satan.
It's pronounced Satine.
Let's slow down. Satine. Yes. Dumas and the Adventures of Satine.
Yeah, now that that's done, I can just respawn here right next to the main story. Oh yeah, this
Which
is where we
is-
see the main... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say anything other than that, because that's kind of spoiler territory.
Yeah, we get to see the main group of people we're kind of fighting against in this game, because up till now we're
The
just kind of been
people
fighting
who
against
have
random
only been elaborated on at this point by the dead drops and other optional things.
We could consider them the fiendish... Is there 5 of them?
There's only one, actually. There's well, actually...
Well, like the group. Like the group of people.
The group
it's
of
like
people,
a group.
It's a whole organization. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
but
just
like
like
the
a few.
bosses.
It's not a few select amount of people. It's, well, I guess it could be like 3, 4 people.
Yeah.
I guess
okay,
it's
and then,
like
the fiendish...
2 or 3 people. I guess.
Yeah, the fiendish 3 or 4 people. Or there might be 3, because there's 3 areas in the game, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's that infinity shotgun again.
There's 3 areas of the game, but the second guy is also not related to these people.
There's sick people all over the place.
Yeah.
Well,
okay,
he's
so
only
it's the
related to
fiendish
these people because it's like this is why he
All right.
basically
I'll
went
head
mad.
up there and see what I can do.
Right. He's basically a hero killer Stain type figure, I think. Where it's like he's doing justful things, I think, or not justful things, but he's like he thinks he's in the right, but he's kind of a psycho.
Yeah.
Also, yay! They start throwing RPG guys in the first area of the
Place up here.
game.
There's a weird
Yep.
metal keg attached to the water tower.
Oh yeah,
Tars
I remember I managed to glitch this once where I basically removed this thing before it was supposed to tell me to, and then I couldn't progress.
Really? Like, were you soft locked out of the game?
No, I wasn't soft locked out of the entire game. I had to reset the mission.
Oh, okay. But it was still kind of a soft lock because you had to reset the mission.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have gotten sprayed in the
Yeah,
face
that's
again.
actually like fascinating. Like the programming of this game is very much like it was an early PS3 game, and you can kind of tell like they just didn't know what they were doing with this hardware.
What? I didn't mean to hit the guy.
This is your fault for getting captured, you moron.
And now you're
But
dead.
I'm here to save you. Yeah, I'm here to. Wow, that kick! Wow. Like man, if someone died from just a kick in the face, I don't really know, man.
Pump will keep me high and dry.
Hero question mark?
Oh, and these are the most annoying side missions in the game, I think.
Whose health?
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
basically
yeah.
you can do the good version of removing these things or the bad version of removing these things. The good version, which is what I'm going through, basically makes it so that your energy suffers. And that was
Right, you get your energy locked off for a certain amount of time. How long does it last again?
I don't know the specific amount of time it lasts, but I think it goes away faster if you're doing things, because if you're just standing still, nothing happens to it.
Yeah. Isn't it like a? Because I thought, can you go to Trish to get it like fixed?
No,
Or is that not a
she
thing?
only did that once for the story.
Yeah. Because of course, like you'd think that logically you would, right? But it's like nope.
No, you are claimed a terrorist, so therefore I'm not gonna help you.
Right. It's like oh.
Even though I supposedly
I'm a
love
terrorist.
you.
Yeah. It's like It's almost like I'm doing all these good things for people, but I'm still a terrorist, all right. Then again, I don't know. There's a reason why I'm saying hero question mark.
Yeah, some people
It's
die.
cold.
Some people die just because they run in my way.
What a villainous justification. They just cold, sir. Why is there so many fatalities in every area you're at? Well, I mean, they just keep running in the way, man. You know, it's kind of their fault.
I mean, there were literally walls of bullets being flown around here, and yet they still did this. And also,
Look, it's not my fault that people are getting trapped in my
these
giant
are the
street-sized
worst
wall
civilians in the
electricity.
game because they attack you for no reason after you heal them.
What the heck was that for? You were sitting in goop. That's not my fault.
And
Get
I think they remain the same. Yeah! They're still, I'm going to attack you because stupid reasons. It's,
Right.
Ugh.
At least do you need to heal them, or is that like a?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I got that to happen. And
You
now
did
I'm
it-
soft
okay, so-
blocks.
Oh, good job.
And
I
now
think I saw how you did it though. It's like you did it not before you were supposed to, but you did it as you jumped, so that the animation didn't play. And now it's just a piece of the world. Time to go infect society.
you know what? I want to see if I can blow it up.
You can see the goop popping off of it, so it's supposed to trigger, but it's not because it's not in the
Yeah.
place it's supposed to be. See, look, you can see the goop popping off of it. Yes, our
Alright.
plan to secretly become all Venom is now underway.
Now that we showed that off, cut.
Alright, we're back after, like, silly glitches and goofiness that don't make any sense. Of course, we have to take the money shot in the face,
Because we can't avoid it for some reason. Like, why?
because we're a hero.
Because game design.
Not question mark?
Because, no, game design is a bit. Because game design.
Well, I'm just looking at in-universe logic, to be fair, of like, well, we're heroes, so obviously we need to take it to the face. No other way to do that. Trish will love us after this. Speaking of Trish, that looked like Trish for a minute, that NPC. It's like, you need my help now. Am I a terrorist
This
now,
one?
lady? Yeah, a little bit. It did for like
I just got blasted with a rocket launcher.
Well, this one, you mean the one that's dead now?
Oh yeah, and also the trains are constantly running now, so that's a thing.
That's good. It's good for like if you need a place to land on and get to somewhere faster. It's always good
what?
to be able to see if there's one around. What?
Why did he...
I guess he just got tired of living.
The other guys just pushed him off.
Yeah, it's like... I guess you're joining him now. No, that's what happened. It was a rocket launcher misfire. Poor Marco got hit.
Sorry, Mulligan.
Oh well, Marco was always the stupid one anyway.
You saw me fall through that.
Well, this game's programming was early PS3, so...
It really was.
I mean... There was a lot of games that kind of had these kind of issues, though, in terms of, like, textures and environments.
Yeah, I still think Infamous is one of the worst with it, though. Like, this is just bad.
But you should see Resistance 1 and sometimes 2. Like, I played some of those, and... Yeah, that series was not well programmed until 3. Which is sad, because that's the last one that was ever made for it, I think. Unless there was, like, a PSP spinoff, because everything loved to have those back then.
Yeah, back when the PSP was thought to be the rival to the Nintendo DS, until it wasn't.
Until it was a niche thing, and then the Vita became even more niche, to the point of being a legacy console on release.
Except for Persona 4 Golden.
Well, you mean the only reason to actually play one in a mainstream sense?
The only reason to get a PS Vita.
Well, I mean, there's always those weeby games that are good, like Rhythm, and they said, like, people said there were some good Rhythm games on it, but, you know, I don't play those, so...
I'd rather have other Rhythm games.
Fair enough.
So it's like...
I always thought the idea of the PS Vita was kind of, I guess, alright, but then they kind of got a little too ahead of themselves.
It's a neat idea, but I think it was basically way ahead of its time. The Switch is a much better, like, modern modern take on the Vita.
That's a good idea. Like, yeah, like a home console style handheld. That's very true.
Of course, the Switch is just both.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's like the Vita tried to be a home console like handheld experience, and it kind of failed in that regard because, in a weirdly Nintendo style way, Sony kind of went too far ahead of themselves with the gimmick.
They did too much too quickly.
Yeah. But the sad thing is, like, gaming world mocks the Wii U for more goop in the face, always.
Yeah,
always a good thing.
Because of course.
Because of course. But Nintendo, like, gaming world mocks the Wii U, and it's like the Wii U and the Vita are very similarly failures because of that same idea of...
They're trying to do too much at once by they're trying to do something completely different while also only improving what they had before.
Right, but then you're also doing it in a time of your company's history where the technology is just not there for what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, and the same applies to like Sony because they try to do that cross-play, cross-platform stuff with like the Vita and the PS3. You can like send the game to your Vita or whatever, and whatever that noise was. A few games had it because they had 2 versions of it. And yeah, that just really didn't work back then.
No, it really did not. If I want a PS3 game, I'll play it on my PS3.
That's true, but I also think the sad thing about Sony, and we're doing the Sony Nintendo comparison, is at least Nintendo, clearly with the Switch, they don't, if an idea fails, they take the good aspects of the idea and don't give up on it, whereas Sony kind of just gives up on things that don't work.
Oh yeah, and now that we've done the final thing of the mission, we get story thing with Mr. Teleporty.
Oh look, oh wait a minute, yeah, I forgot, he looks like literally just one of the fucking, one of the white guys that just shoots the lightning at
He
you.
looks like one of the white guys.
Well, I knew it, the true villain of this series, white people.
With metal arms.
Well, I mean, Bucky was a villain at first, too.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he just... Look at this guy with the Winter Soldier arm over here. Deadpool's funny.
Unimaginable scale.
Oh yeah, he gives you the vision of the future.
Which is way more relevant for the sequel than this game. Because really...
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, it changes its importance between games, because right now it's basically a reason why you should not like him. In the future, it's gonna take on a completely different meaning, and I'm not gonna say any more than that until we get to the end of the game.
Well, yeah, and I guess I gotta give Sucker Punch a little bit of credit for that, in that they kind of stumbled upon that connectivity, but they really took advantage of it in the right way. Having the first game and the second game connect in that regard. Even though it's like, you shouldn't design things for a sequel, and I don't even think they designed Infamous to be a sequel, like, hey, we're gonna get a sequel out of this game, we should really be prepared for that. Like, they kind of stumbled upon that connectivity, and they really connected it in a decent way.
Yeah, and also now that we have the rail grinding thing, we can just go from point A to point B much more quickly.
And we can also see buildings just pop in because that's real. That's real life.
Yeah. And things
trains
hurt me
just
for
pop
no
in.
reason. And look at those rails pop in.
And listen to that controller vibrate because everything had to make.
You
the
can
controller
hear
vibrate
that
back in
over
2000.
Discord.
Yes.
Oh my.
That's why I brought it up the first time because I could hear it then too.
Oh, we're still not even close. Oh.
Oh well. You can
Keep
also do this
going.
across the rooftops in areas that don't have the train tracks close to them.
As long as they have like the power wires, yeah.
Also, don't all three of these areas have train tracks? Like,
Yeah, all three of them
Wow.
have train tracks, but you need to activate each of them separately.
I sure do appreciate the city taking the funding and time to build 3 separate train systems for just a small part of the city.
And that they don't go across the now destroyed bridges, because otherwise that would have been really bad for the system.
Right.
Like, that's,
They sure do let
that's
these
actually kind of smart now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, it's like this in like the Arkham games, and it's like I always love these video game open world designs based in real life, where it's like, yeah, 3 cities and 3 islands that are like all like in the remote area that don't go to any real life part of the country.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, except for that one little area over here that you can't go to except for once because story.
Right, and it just kind of I just love that.
And then
up,
it's just
like,
dropped
look,
after
here-
that.
Right, and it's like, look, here's the real world where we live in, but we're not gonna let you go there.
Oh, find your magic ape.
Hey, here's the way out of this horrible situation into the real world, but we're not going to let you go there because we have a story to tell.
Invisible walls. A developer's best friend.
6 months ago, she gets moved over to some new division called Defender, and her trail goes completely cold.
Now Zeke is basically talking about his research into this Moya person that we've been talking to the entire time.
DARPA?
You gotta pay attention.
I thought the DARPA chief died.
The Black Ops crap. It's this
Colonel
secret
Fox.
group that doesn't answer to anybody.
Oh, that's actually a really good impression of Snake. I'm not gonna lie.
You better watch out.
Colonel.
Wow, that actually kind of takes me back a little bit. Like, geez, that's like Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake. Infinite electricity.
Otacon. Infinite ammo.
Infinite laziness. Zeke.
Infinite ammo. Watch.
Man, Snake, Raiden, eat your hearts out. Well, I guess Raiden kind of gets that a little zappy stuff later on.
Yeah,
'Cause he's a robot.
Raiden is more associated with the lightning than
It's almost like his
Snake
name,
is.
his code name translates to. It's almost like his code name translates in Japanese to lightning.
yeah. Which is also the name of G Thunder God of Mortal Kombat. Totally not a coincidence.
These connections are starting to get eerie.
Or
Is
just
Cole
extremely
secretly a
obvious.
Metal Gear Solid character?
No. If he was
Stop
Snake, would
bullying me.
if he was Snake, would have killed him already.
Somehow, even though it's like, man, you gotta give Snake. I mean, we'll get. I guess to get to
No,
that
he would
series
have.
later,
He
but
would have killed him
you
through
gotta-
Fox Die.
Never mind then.
If you don't know
I was
what
gonna
Metal Gear
say-
Solid is, you won't know what that means anyway.
It's not where I was going, but I was trying to say you gotta give Snake. We'll get to it, but you gotta give Snake credit for killing some of those freaks the way he does.
Oh yeah. Actually, isn't that more Big Boss though? No, actually, I guess 4 does kind of count as actual Snake though.
Yeah. And he's an old man too, so that's even extra brownie points of what?
Yeah.
I just love that old Snake in that universe is like better than just most people. It's like you really are the perfect soldier, and also like the master of the what the heck.
Yeah.
I like how you kicked them when they're down. It's like you kicked him into an NPC. Good job.
Yeah. And they didn't even get to use this super powerful turret.
I know, right? What a shame. They stole all these bullets for no reason. I like
Yeah.
how they're just like chilling around a campfire, just like not even like terrorizing people. They're just like, oh hey Bert, just chilling on this watch out. Yeah, oh there's that Zapper guy. Gotta go get our guns.
The Zapper's guy's gonna steal all our cocaine.
And yo, we gotta have our snort goo. Snort goo. Cocaine's not goo. Whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, the black goop could be interpreted as that.
Oh yeah, because isn't that like the thing they kind of just like ingest into their bodies, and that's what makes them
Yeah,
these
which
weird
we're
monstrosities?
gonna find out more about that in the next part, because I just realized how long this has been going. So we'll see you guys next time when we find out what the source of their power is. Spoiler warning, it's black goop, but how do they get the black goop?